If I were a rich white dude, I'd kill everybody just to get away with it.
What was that? Welcome everybody, my name is Jeffrey Ramos and thank you for joining me in this new year. Today we'll be looking at episode 1 of this dumpster fire that they call the Velma Show. Everything you need to know about this show, it is told to you at the beginning of this episode in a few sentences.
This is my origin story. Sure, normally origin stories are about tall, handsome guys struggling with the burden of being handed even more power. And if they are about girls, it's usually like, hey, what made this hot chick go crazy?
Apparently this show doesn't care if you're a fan of the original, they don't care if you are offended by it, and definitely don't care about you if you are a white male. Early on in the episode, the show talks about how pilots are usually over-sexualized and how it should be constructed properly. And it's trying to be meta and it's trying to be funny and self-aware, but it just comes through, it's tired and just so cringe. Not to mention, this is all discussed in a shower scene with naked girls. These are supposed to be underage teenagers. Let that all just sink in while I go pour some bleach in my eyes. The first couple of minutes of this episode is just all the woke Twitter talking points crammed into a few seconds. Just pushed right down your throat. A fight breaks out and of course Velma hates Daphne now because she's white or something. I have no idea. I get that this is supposed to be an origin story and maybe they had differences in high school and they became friends after a while, but I assure you, if you hit somebody over the head with a cane or a blunt object and knock them down 20 feet across the floor, I assure you this is war. You guys are not going to be friends and chummy and ride around a van for the rest of your lives with a talking dog. This is not how life works. And don't tell me it's a cartoon. I know it's a cartoon, but it's also speaking about all the things that are wrong with the world and blah blah blah. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. And then there's that girl in the locker and then she comes out and boom, intro. Amazing. Oscar worthy. This is just the first 3 minutes of this show. In 3 minutes, they shit on everybody. God, this is just the intro. They jammed so much wokeness in the intro of this episode. They probably know that people would have clicked off by now. They try to get their message across right in the beginning. Maybe I'm just looking too much into this. Or maybe this scene shouldn't be here. I mean, who is this for?
Forget it.
Not now, Daft. Jeez.
Then when, Fred? When?
And then we have this.
Here, peace.
Unfortunately, we're not done here, Velma. You're a suspect in Brenda's murder. Now sit.
I'm a suspect? I thought lesbians were good at solving crimes. It's like the one positive stereotype perpetuated by cop shows.
Velma. She was found in your locker and you were lurking around the showers like a gym teacher who isn't a gym teacher anymore.
Clearly, someone's trying to frame me. And I wasn't lurking. I was waiting to shower alone.
Because of your weight?
What?
This show is so confused on their target audience. They're just trying to please everybody. And when you try to please everybody, you just end up disappointing all of them. And the vibe from the show is so weird. We go from a naked lady taking pictures on a kitchen table of her baby bump to this.
If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony.
You want it? Let's do it. Ride my pony.
Yeah, you know what that song is about. Underage teenagers. You feel yucky yet? Because I do. And if that's not enough, all of a sudden, Velma, Velma's psychic or possessed or on LSD or something, because we get a lot of this crap.
Who killed Brenda? And how are you going to prove that, Velma? This is all your fault, Velma. Why'd you have to go and solve your own mystery? Is someone trying to solve a mystery? Oh, it's not bad, Velma. But it's going to be!
Who is this for? Like, who sat down and said, this is good? This was approved. Somebody with a bow tie a little too tight said, yes, this looks good. This is great. Of course, during the last hallucination, Vilma only overcomes it because she's so disgusted and finds it so hilarious that Nerville, whatever the fake Shaggy, finds it so hilarious that fake Shaggy it's in love with her or likes her. I mean, Jesus Lord. I know men's feelings are trash, apparently, but come on. Look, this is a good looking show with some great name actors behind it. Make it its own thing. Just come up with an original idea. Why do you have to piggyback of the nostalgia from the original fans? Me. I think I just answered my own question in my head. You're doing the nostalgia thing because otherwise nobody else will watch this crap, right? This will just make people like me irritated. And since apart from us, you keep insulting your target audience, then again, who is this show for? I think nobody actually stopped to think, should we really make this show just because we can? I get that there's no such thing as bad publicity, but when your show tanks after just one episode, I think it backfired. I'm just gonna take a wild guess. I think it backfired. Oh, Fred. I mean, look, Fred has always been a little creeper, but to the lengths that this show goes to make him look like the worst person on earth. They even compare him to Hitler. And did you know that Fred has a disease that doesn't allow him to recognize ugly people? Oh, shit.
Hey, Fred.
Do I know you?
It's Velma from school. You cheat off me in Spanish because you think I'm Mexican.
Maybe. I have a disease where I can't recognize people who aren't hot. My doctor says it's basically sickle cell for rich guys. You!
If I tell you, will you remember?
I have an illness!
What are you doing out here, Fred?
I guess since you're a stranger I'll never see again, I can tell you.
Yay.
Not hairless, Velma. I haven't finished going through puberty yet. I'm a late bloomer. How else are my features so boyishly delicate? But Father says if people know, they'll laugh and never respect me as the man and unquestioned leader that I am meant to be.
I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. Is it because it's warranted? I mean, after all, he is a male, so do with that what you will. Even if they give him a small redeemable moment, this happens. He cuts somebody's legs off. I mean, what?
My fellow populars, yes, underneath this banging new Luke, Velma is still the fashionably challenged loser we depend on for group projects.
I'm just looking around for any redeemable qualities for this show, to not just trash it, but trying to find something like, oh yeah, this is okay, but I don't see anything. I mean, this is this is garbage. This show also makes a lot of stereotypical race jokes, even though it's trying to say that race don't matter, but here's a few jokes on their expense. So what is it? Which one is it? And then we end things with this marble of a cliffhanger that will have you on the edge of your seat, just gripping tight. You're never gonna want to let go.
Velma, you should see this.
Oh God, Krista! And she also has no brain!
Just like the writers of this show. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch any more of these. Maybe episode 2 to see if things get better. I mean, some shows start out really bad and then kind of get a little better, but I can't see this show thinks that this is the hook. This is what's going to have us hooked for the rest of the season. And it already has 1.3 stars. I mean, wow. Yeah, don't watch it. I mean, it's not good. There's nothing good about this. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.